This week, the roller coaster continues in Chucky Season 2 with Episode 5 titled Doll on Doll. I swear, more and more as this show answers questions like, is Andy still alive? Is Kyle still alive? What the hell's going on with Jennifer Tilly? Is Jennifer Tilly Tiff? Is Tiff Jennifer Tilly? What's going on? Is Glenn and Glenda gonna find out? All kinds of questions. Answers them, left, right, and center. And then we get a million more. The big one for me that still remains is how the hell did Super Chucky become super? And in his fight with Good Chucky, how was Good Chucky able to kick his ass across the room? Are all Chuckies super? Or is just that one super buff and we're just having fun with a fight scene? You can't really tell anymore because this season can't decide on whether or not it wants to be serious or silly. And to be completely honest, it's taking some of the enjoyment away from me because you have these super serious moments. You deal with Lexi and her addiction, but then you have scenes where Chucky is literally boxing himself and it's played super silly. And I do understand that the Chucky series has become this over the years, so I resign myself to that just a bit. But it's so far disconnected. The ruthless and the ridiculous, they are so far apart. None of that actually gels together anymore. You have the super serious and then it cuts and then it's silly and then it cuts and it's super serious and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I just hope that it would find its tone for more than 10 minutes at a time. Another example is you have the super dark fact that in front of Jennifer Tilly, Tiff kills her after she finds out and has this glimmer of hope that maybe she's gonna get out. We knew because it's Tiff. Tiff fucking murders her sister in front of her and explains everything that's going on to Glenn. Super dark, super heavy stuff. And then just before that, we get Chucky baptized. And Jake is his godfather, and Nadine is his godmother. And I still maintain that so far, Nadine is my favorite part of the season. That shit is so far disconnected from what is anything that you could ever think was gonna be in a Chucky series that it doesn't fit. It completely takes me out of it when they do crazy shit like that. I want to pause for a second and talk about Glenn and Glenda. There is a lot of potential for some really interesting shit with those characters, and so far it has been very interesting. This episode dicked it up just a little bit too much for me. For me, I thought it was very interesting that despite seeing Meg murdered in front of them, Glenn didn't piss their pants. With all the little things that this season has done and all the little callbacks and all the little details and the meatballs and all that shit like that, why would you not have Glenn piss himself? I would imagine this was the first time that they have seen someone get murdered, at least since they were a child. Why not have that? Obviously it's a little thing, but little details, and you're going to leave that one out? Then despite the fact that Glenn has been sus of their mom, and even back when they were a doll, they weren't sure what the fuck was going on and couldn't decide if they were going to be a murderer, if they were going to be good, or they were going to be bad, and all that shit in between. They learn all that. They see the doll, and they're like, all right, I'm going to take you, Mom, and we're going to go, and we're going to see Glenda. We're going to go find Nika, and we're going to go handle all this, and I'm going to just throw this all to the fucking wind. Why? Why all of a sudden would you become a bad guy? It doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. Glenn was always the good persona. What the fuck? But despite all that, I'm still enjoying the season somehow. There are still things that I want to see. There are still things that have me coming back. I want to see more of what happened to Annie. I want to see more of Kyle. I want to see what's going on with Glenda. I want to see this all-out war come to fruition. We've learned a whole bunch of stuff this episode. We learned who the Colonel is, that it's the bald Chucky, and we learned that the fucking doctor was in on it like I called in episode 1. Like I said, every episode answers questions and gives me a ton more. That's what's keeping me excited and looking forward to episode 6 is the circles getting smaller. You now have Camp Kyle, which Tiff and company are on their way over to, and then you have the Incarnate Lord, which that circle is going to continue to get smaller. And we're going to get this perceived all-out war, which doesn't actually look all out anymore. It looks like it's going to be a very small circle of people. I hope not. I hope we get just a ass-kickery of Chuckies, but who knows? We'll see. But what are you feeling about this season so far? We're over halfway through, and damn if this roller coaster has not been giving me fucking whiplash. But I will see you back here next week for episode 6. Be on the lookout for some rankings I got coming down the pipe. But until then, take care.